In this video, I'm going to show you the best exercise to lose weight in 2020. This is how David over here lost 70 pounds and completely transformed his body and his life in the process. So you know it works. All right, let's see what it is. What's up guys? Carlo Macapinlac here from newbiefitnessacademy.com. I help busy professionals lose weight so they can feel more confident and get the most out of their lives. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to get notified every time I post a new video every week. Okay, before we get into it, I want to start this video by saying that it is not your fault, okay? It's not your fault. Why you're not losing weight with whatever exercise you've tried to do up until this point. And you're gonna understand why by the end of this video. Now, raise your hand if you've watched a separate video or you read a magazine or you read a blog post somewhere that says 5 exercises to lose your belly fat or somewhere along those lines. So you try it and they're usually selling some sort of workout program or equipment or whatever when they tell you to do these magic exercises. So you try it, you give it an honest effort, and you even add, a few sit-ups at the end of the workout just for good measure, just so you can really get results. But it doesn't work. In fact, nothing has worked up to this point. And that should sound familiar to you, right? You do your sit-ups, you do your planks, you do your crunches, you look in the mirror, and you look the same. Long story short, you're not getting a very good return on your investment, your time investment at the gym. And this is what 95% of people that go to the gym, this is what they do. And the really messed up part is a lot of personal trainers, a lot of so-called experts out there want you to believe is that you can somehow just spot treat yourself. That if you do this workout, you do this exercise, you can burn off whatever body part you want to improve. So let's talk about conventional exercise wisdom real quick, because exercise is often considered as one of the key pillars when it comes to weight loss, right? So let's talk about 2 crucial concepts about it. Number 1 is the concept of calories burned during your workout and the overcompensation effect that comes with it. And the connection being is calories. And exercise is the great equalizer. The connection being that you can just burn off whatever you eat as long as you're working out. That's why you've got elliptical machines, Stairmasters, you've got bikes with monitors, everyone's got a smartwatch, a Fitbit, an Apple Watch, or whatever gadget is out there. And it seems like a pretty straightforward concept. And this ties in closely to the calories in versus calories out model of weight loss. Let's say you eat a McDonald's blueberry muffin, for example, okay? It has 430 calories and a mind-blowing 31 grams of sugar. You can just go for a run or hop on the elliptical, the Stairmaster, do a spin class. You can lift some weights. And once you've accumulated 430 calories on your Apple Watch, you're good. You're break even. You've burned it off and we're all happy and everyone's walking around with the 6-pack. But it doesn't work like that. And that shouldn't be breaking news to you. Now, I want you to shift your mindset and understand a very, very important concept about diet and exercise. And this is what a lot of personal trainers and so-called experts, again, don't talk about. But this is gonna shatter your reality. The pathways involved when you exercise versus when you eat are 2 completely separate things. Now, for this to make sense, we need to talk about basic human physiology. Don't worry, it's easy. Now, let's go back to the muffin example, okay? Muffins are made out of refined carbs and sugar. Everyone knows that. When you eat it, your body metabolizes all that sugar and turns it into glucose. Your liver processes all that glucose and it's gonna cause the hormone insulin to go up to deal with all that extra glucose in your body. But your liver can only store up to about 2,000 calories worth of glucose. Anything on top of that gets stored as body fat. All you have to remember in this instance is that refined carbs, sugar, and artificial sweeteners spike the hormone insulin the most. Are you with me so far? And then high insulin blocks fat burning. Now, I want you to remember that concept because we're gonna come back to it in a second here. Now, if you continue to eat the foods that I just mentioned repeatedly over time, it's gonna cause a fatty buildup in your liver, which causes insulin resistance and fatty liver disease. And that opens up Pandora's box to diabetes, obesity, and heart disease. So eating a muffin, a granola bar, protein bar, drinking a can of Diet Coke, it's not good for you. It's fattening. But it's not a very good marketing tool if you're one of these companies that makes these granola bars and protein bars to say that your product is fattening. That doesn't move any products. So you have to sort of sell it that it's not bad for you. So we're then led to believe that as long as you exercise, you can eat muffins. You'll burn it off. Or you can get that extra protein to build muscle by eating this protein bar. Or that you should fuel your workouts with Gatorade, Powerade Zero, and BCAAs, which are usually sweetened with artificial sweeteners. And then they use professional athletes to market this stuff and then everyone thinks that this stuff is good for you. But you're literally just drinking liquid sugar, or you're eating a glorified Snickers bar by eating that protein bar. But people somehow justify drinking that stuff and eating that stuff because they worked out, because they think they can burn it off. Now, let's quickly talk about some of the benefits of working out. If you do some sort of cardio workout, you're gonna get your heart to pump and it's gonna make it stronger. And if you do that repeatedly over time, then you can train for a marathon, or you can do an Ironman if you're crazy. If you do resistance training, you're working out your muscles. But here's the number one problem with exercise, okay? You can exercise your muscles, but you can't exercise your liver. They are completely different physiological mechanisms. Yes, you'll get stronger by working out, and some people will argue that exercise depletes muscle glycogen stores. Yes, you'll deplete some of the excess energy in your body, but very inefficiently. And that concept applies mostly to professional athletes. They train all day, they get paid to work out all day long. And then they play a 3-hour match and they get access to the top dietitians, nutritionists, and doctors, and so on. That should not apply to the average Joe, the average person. Here's the thing, at the end of the day, exercise has nothing to do with the liver, which is what processes all the calories that you eat. At no point do they intersect. They're completely different pathways. Remember, I mentioned earlier that high insulin from eating refined carbs, sugar, artificial sweeteners blocks fat burning. So even if you exercise, if you have high insulin levels, chronically high insulin levels, you're not gonna lose weight. It doesn't matter if you spend hours on the treadmill. And this is why you see those poor souls at the gym every single day. You see them spend hours on the elliptical machines or the Stairmaster. They do their spin classes every day. They do 1,000 sit-ups and they don't see any results for their efforts. They work so hard for nothing and they think it's their fault because they're not working out hard enough. You are. You're just not working on the right things. And this is super cliche, but it's so true. You can't outwork a bad diet. If you hear anyone say that, oh, just do this one exercise every day and you'll get a six-pack, they're lying to you. Listen, 80% of your weight loss results will come from your diet. The other 20% comes from lifestyle choices like how much sleep you get, how much stress you're dealing with, your social interactions, and exercise. And you know this is true because 2 of my private coaching clients completely transformed their bodies without exercise. One of them lost 25 pounds of fat and went down 6 dress sizes, and the other one lost 5 inches off his waist and was able to go off of his blood sugar medication. They were both dealing with injuries, so they couldn't work out, so they focused on their diet instead, and they lost tons of body fat. The problem is, most of the general population think that exercise and diet are equal parts when it comes to fat loss. They're not. Most people focus on exercise, the 20% part of the equation. And it's not even the full 20%, it's maybe 10% of the equation, right? Because you're dealing with stress, sleep, and your social interactions. And people fumble their way with the 80% of the equation, which is their diet. And a lot of people say that, oh, but I eat healthy. The problem is, they're not. They think they are, but they're not. And that's a different rabbit hole that we don't have to get into in this video because I don't want this video to get too long. So I'm gonna link to one of my videos somewhere at the top here about people who think they're supposedly eating healthy. Spoiler alert, they're not. Now, the other exercise concept that I want to talk about is this idea of being able to spot treat yourself. Because I get asked this all the time. So, Carlo, what's the best exercise to lose your love handles? Or what's the best exercise to use the excess fat in your arms? And I call it the chicken wing. See this? Don't worry, everyone has them. Listen, you cannot spot treat yourself. You can't go, oh, I'm gonna do 100 sit-ups every day to lose my belly fat without adjusting your diet first. Or I'm gonna do 100 bicep curls every day to get rid of my excess arm fat. It won't work, and you should already know that. Now, I'm not saying that those exercises won't work, but you won't see the results that you're looking for until you've gotten rid of all the fat that's on top of your muscles. The best exercise to lose weight is 5 sets of stop eating so much crap. That is the plain honest truth about it. If you focus on the 80% part of the equation and turn yourself into a fat burner, and make sure you stick around until the end of the video because I'm gonna give you a proven plan on how to do that, your body will target all the unwanted body fat in your body and burn it off. No amount of exercise can do that for you. This, by the way, is how David, who you met at the beginning of the video, was able to lose 70 pounds and completely transform his body. He focused on the 80% of the equation and he exercised for maybe an hour a week, tops. This is how you lose weight in 2020. And that's the other point that I want to make in this video is that you want to focus on quality over quantity when it comes to your workouts. What I mean by that is you don't have to be doing chronic cardio where you're spending hours and hours and hours on the elliptical or the treadmill every week. Or you're doing a million isolation movements. There's a lot of studies now that shows that you can get all the benefits from doing hours of cardio by simply doing 5 to 10 minutes of high intensity interval training, or HIIT for short. So I'm talking about like bootcamp style workouts or CrossFit style workouts. Bottom line is that I want you to think less but better when it comes to your workouts. At the same time, I want you to be inconsistent with your workouts. That's right. I want you to be inconsistent. What I mean by that is you want to vary the types of workouts that you do. Think about it this way, and this is how we evolved, by the way, as human beings. Our ancestors back then walked an average of at least 5 miles a day. When was the last time you walked for 5 minutes? In between those 5-mile walks, they would go hunting, or maybe they were being hunted, which meant that they were sprinting all out for a short period of time. They would climb trees or go hiking when they're in gathering mode or when they're moving from one place to another. Then they would build shelters, which means that they would be lifting heavy rocks and so on. Our ancestors did not wake up at 5 a.m. every day to go to their 6 a.m. spin class and then sit for 8 hours on a desk every single day. Do you know what I mean? So add variety to your workouts. Maybe go for a 30-minute walk one day and then go for an all-out sprint the next day. Go hiking another day and then go lift really heavy weights the next day. Then do some sort of high-intensity interval training the next day. Your workouts does not have to be confined within the 4 walls of the gym. You want to always find ways to move your body even outside the gym. And you can incorporate extra movements by, simply taking the stairs instead of the elevator every once in a while. Park a little bit further and, walk a few extra steps. Take your dog out for a walk. They all add up. Your goal, if you want to be healthy and lose weight, is to avoid prolonged periods of inactivity. And here's what I always say. Exercise is good for you. You should do some form of it every day. It's like brushing your teeth. You should do it every day. It has lots of benefits. You get stronger, you get fitter, you build muscle, and other good stuff. But weight loss is not one of them. So diet is diet, and exercise is exercise. Just don't confuse the two. If you have weight to lose, that's a dietary problem. You fix it with diet. You can't fix it with exercise. But let's say you want to train for a marathon or build muscle, that's an exercise problem. And they do go hand in hand, like peanut butter and jelly. It's not like you can just diet and build muscle at the same time. That's not how it works. If you diet, you'll lose weight, but you won't build muscle. That's where exercise comes in. Just don't think that you can exercise your way to a six-pack. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk on exercise. The next question then becomes, how are you actually supposed to eat if you want to lose weight? Because let's be honest, 80% of your body composition is determined by your diet. You can't just freestyle this part. Do you have a proven plan that you can follow? To help you with that, I want to give you a free copy of my Lean Body Blueprint. This is how I melted all the fat around my stomach and turned it into a six-pack without going on a crazy diet or wasting hours at the gym. It's a simple 4-step process specifically designed for busy professionals, and it's the exact same blueprint that I teach all my private coaching clients, and they've all gone to see some amazing results. If you want to be the next success story, then download your free copy of the Lean Body Blueprint right now. There's going to be a link somewhere at the top here. Just click on it, type in your email, and I'll send it to you right away. All right, that's all I've got. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel. I post a new video every week. And hey, leave me a comment below if you have any questions about this video. All right, thanks for watching. Virtual high five.